What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? I'm Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela, that cat lady Ange.
And this is our review of Cats, guys. Cats the musical. Are you a Angelica cat?
I'm a Angelica cat. Yeah, I would like to be that. That's such a catchy tune.
Stay tuned, guys, and you're about to find out what Angelica cat is. All right? Have a good one. Stay tuned. Marker, Cats review 2019, guys. Cat the musical. Action. What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? I'm Ryan D, aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela, that cat lady Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk. Movie Talk for movie fans, guys. We bring the movie world right into your ears, devices. Thank you for making us a part of your day, guys. Let's get right to it. I mean, this is a well-known fact. It's in your code name. You're wearing the shirts. It's obvious that you are a cat freak, a cat lady, crazy cat lady. All right, so I mean, since I'll let you start this off. I mean, the Cats musical. Was it enough cats for you? That's the next question. Was it enough cats?
No, it was not enough cats.
Are you sure? I mean, come on.
So going into this film, I've never seen the Broadway musical.
Yeah.
And so I prepared myself mentally before I went into it. I listened to the soundtrack. I kind of researched the plot.
Yeah.
Tried to find YouTube videos. I think I found some snippets of like the 90s film that came out of the Cats musical.
Oh, yeah, the musical.
So I watched a couple of those. So I kind of prepared myself.
The Broadway musical.
Beforehand, yeah. But, you know, it's quite an experience coming out of it. It was a lot different than I pictured or imagined.
Same.
To start off with, I'm going to start off with a good. I really, really, really liked the musical numbers and the dancing and choreography. I think that was very well done.
Yeah.
The bad thing I think that I kind of got caught up on, I think that was some of the feedback we also received from of our other colleagues, the CGI. I didn't love it.
That was the thing with me. I mean, it's very hard when, especially coming, you know, just I mean, it's about cats. They're CGI'd, everything's CGI'd and everything. I'm in the back of my mind, I'm just like, all right, okay, that could make sense. But I'm just, the way it was done wasn't very good sometimes, because it will cut out from one musical and then it'll go to another scene, and then the face of the person doesn't even matter. It could be anybody. The facial eyes and the face and the nose, it just didn't sync well with me whatsoever. It was poorly done, I would say, on some aspects of it.
Aspects. I know we were talking with our colleague, and I agree with her. We were both like watching this film, trying to decide at what point was CGI and what point was makeup. Yeah, I think that's the thing. Like the whiskers and like the pieces and the suits, it was really hard to tell. Yeah, and I think I noticed certain parts where the CGI kind of threw off the rhythm of how things looked. Yeah, and so that's what kind of bothered me a little bit. Aside from that, I gotta say that storyline is really out there. So good thing you mentioned that. I mean, that storyline is okay. If you do not read the IMDb storyline, you're not gonna know what the hell's going on. I'll be honest. I read the synopsis from the actual Broadway Cats has a page for the synopsis, and it's different acts that it breaks it down into. And I gotta say, reading the storyline was very interesting. It's very out there, and I think the movie does pretty well in like keeping it kind of true to how it's supposed to be.
I mean, okay, let's be honest. It's hard to follow, man. It really is.
And I feel
it's
like
so hard to follow.
If I hadn't read,
you wouldn't know what the hell's going on.
I wouldn't know what's going on, because also as much as I enjoyed a lot of the songs, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what they're saying and how that relates to the scene and the plot and the story.
How does this add to the story and everything? And then let's go into the musical numbers. I mean, we got stars Taylor Swift, Idris Elba. I mean, nothing against them whatsoever, because like we said already, the musical numbers were really good. You know, I admire them. I admire the musical numbers. They were really good. Of course, Jennifer Hudson herself did a really good musical. Rebel Wilson, of course.
She did not disappoint.
What entertained me, I guess you could say, what made me laugh the most was probably James Corden's
I liked
musical number. It was okay.
I liked James Corden's character. I really liked Rebel Wilson's character. They're kind of like the little bit of the comic relief.
Yeah, but I just, like I said, it wasn't them. It was just the way this film was written into a movie aspect and to a movie. It didn't go smooth. I feel like it was just so many things could have been changed and altered into a sense to where like it just the story could have flowed better. It could have showed us more of the plot in a simple way instead of throwing just.
But I feel
musical
like
numbers.
And that's the thing. I feel like we maybe don't get the full picture because we haven't seen the musical, and I do know from what I've read, and it has a lot of songs, so I think the songs are a big aspect of the musical, and I wouldn't want to see any of that cut out, but then adding dialogue and adding additional scenes would just make the movie way too long.
Yeah, I mean, this movie came out to be an hour and 50 minutes. I mean, it was dragging. I'll admit it. It was dragging.
I liked it.
Oh, my gosh. It was dull at some moments because that's the funny thing that but my pet peeve is that, like, I mean, I get it. If you want to go back-to-back musical one time, okay. But if you keep going back-to-back musicals, I'm just like, all right. I get it. It's a musical. I get it. But there has to be some dialogue, like a sentence, at least one sentence, at least, just to cut that little break and then go back into the musical and everything, musical numbers. Phantom of the Opera, I mean, we could go on and on about different musicals and everything. Phantom of the Opera is one that I did enjoy.
Also, I feel like this musical had more reprises, I guess. So they were kind of tying in songs that they've sang before to other songs, and I feel like Phantom of the Opera used that example. I think that happens only a few times in there, whereas I feel like that was more recurring in this film. Like the Jellicle Cat one, the Jennifer Hudson's Memory was another one. I feel like they kind of tied it a little bit more together. Maybe that's why
and then we also set up that way. We also got Jason Derulo.
Oh, Jason Derulo. I really liked his song, but I couldn't understand a darn thing he was saying. He was speaking too fast. He sang really well because he's a pretty excellent performer, but I was disappointed with that number because I couldn't understand anything, and I really wanted him. I don't know. I just really wanted just to love it, and I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, same here. I want going into this movie, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna see something different, something out there.
It was out
there, but not in a good way. I really didn't like it whatsoever. I mean, I'll be honest. I like some of the musical numbers, but it's not enough to save the movie. It really wasn't. I feel like they needed more dialogue, and I wanted a different, the way the story was structured, not a different story. The way the story was structured, I felt like we needed to be structure there, how do you call it? Direction. There need to be direction. Sorry, there would need to be direction there. And going into this movie,
and like I said,
because it wasn't. I felt like it was just let's put this musical here.
But again, we're coming from a perspective of we've never seen the musical, so maybe the Broadway musical is exactly like that.
I'm pretty sure. And people will put it on the comments down below.
And that's the thing. Like this was one of I think our colleague Brian had said it was one of the longest running Broadway musicals of all time. So I feel like it has a pretty big fan base. Like we've never seen like the musical. We have heard at least that one song, Memory. It's played pretty a lot everywhere. But I feel like we're missing part of that. Like we don't get the full story because we haven't seen it, and maybe it is meant to be like that. But again, I can see where you're coming from a movie perspective. This
is directed by Tom Hopper, and I just he's not new to the musical world. That's why I'm just like, okay, he's done a few musicals.
But there is a line you have to put of completely reinventing or changing a lot of the original or keeping it the original. Because either way, you're going to have people who are not happy. If you keep it kind of scene for scene, erect the original, the Broadway, you're gonna have people who are like, oh, change it up a bit and stuff.
I mean, you gotta think about it though. It's just the same thing we could say with the books and the comics. I mean, just in general, Harry Potter alone is different. Each book is different from the movie.
It's so different though.
And
you can't.
And here's the thing, you have to already have that mindset. Okay, something's gonna be a little off. Something's gonna be already a little different. Because then if you want it to be page by page by the book, then you have the book. Then what's the point of making the movie? You have the book.
I feel like
then
the
vice
perfect.
versa.
I feel like the perfect example of this was the 2019 Lion King came out this year. Mm-hmm. I feel like it was mostly scene for scene.
No, there were not necessarily.
Mostly it was scene for scene,
but not necessarily. We're still missing a few songs.
It had a couple differences, missing a couple songs. But I feel like if you had changed a lot more than what the movie was, you would upset a lot of the fan base. Yeah. And I feel like this is the same way. If you changed it so differently or just enough, you would upset a lot of the people who already are very fans of this musical. Okay. So I can see why maybe.
Yeah, both sides. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you. Was this the film that we deserved, Angela?
Well, yes, because it's about cats.
Okay, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say sadly no. All right, let's go to ratings now. Ratings. All right, Angela. 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. What's your rating of this movie?
I feel like I have a very unpopular opinion at this point. I would give it a 6 because
that's high.
I really, really enjoyed the musical numbers. The choreography was excellent. Jennifer Hudson was like, she blew me away. Yeah, her musical number and her acting alone just blew me away. Yeah. So I would give it a 6.
Because of the musical numbers and because like it was just again, I'll say it again, it really tried to capture these emotions, and it really did, because I felt that through the emotional scene where Jennifer Hudson's singing. It's a very emotional scene, and I love it. But it was so hard to capture it was so hard for it to synchronize together on camera, and it just didn't go well.
I feel like you either were like caught up in the moment, or you kind of just didn't do it for you. Like, I know there was these ladies behind us who broke down and started sobbing at that moment where she has her big climactic, singing number. And I kind of teared up too. I was like, she's finally getting accepted. Yeah. But I feel like it affects different people different ways. But I gotta admit that scene was pretty powerful.
And again, I'm you could call me negative, but right now I'm giving positive. I give all credit towards the cast, because they had to learn how to be cats. That was pretty awesome. I mean, we found that out shortly after, and I was just like, okay, that's awesome. That's awesome to find out.
And I liked the characters. Like, I liked the different cats, how they had different personalities. My favorite, I think, was the magical one, Mr. Mistopheles. Because not only because he was a pretty cool cat, but we have a tuxedo cat. He reminded me so much of our tuxedo cat.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna have to give this a rating, a solid 3. I'm gonna do it a 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 3. If it wasn't, like I said, if it wasn't for some of the musical numbers in here, if they would have taken 2 songs out of here, the 2 key songs, to be honest, I really it would have probably been a 1 probably, but yeah, I'll give it a 3. So I mean, you recommend it, of course, right? Or
I would be hesitant to recommend it for everybody, because I know not everyone's gonna like this. I feel like if you like musicals,
and if you like cats, if you like a lot of crazy cats, if you just have like 10 cats in your house, you're gonna love this movie.
Or you appreciate a good choreography and songs, go ahead and give it a try. Why not?
See, some of the choreography was real and some of it wasn't, so it's just so hard to admire it, because I'm just like,
I admired it.
Yeah,
I admired it.
But I mean, nice. I'm definitely not gonna buy this movie.
I may, but I wouldn't see it in theaters again. Yeah. But I may buy it, and if it comes on TV or some streaming service we subscribe to, I'll definitely watch it again.
Watch it again. Cool. All right, so we're half and half right now. We're split. But all right. All right, guys, be sure to put it on the comments down below if you really did enjoy this movie. Tell us why, and we'll respond to it as soon as we can. Also, if you hated this movie, put us down in the comments down below as well. Give us a thumbs up if you like our review, guys. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. You can follow Ryan680.
I'm Angela, that cat lady Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk. Movie Talk for movie fans. Guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up again. Once again, if you like our review, guys, have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you for making us a part of it.